following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
This week on the Defy Life Podcast, we will talk some government shutdown, talk some R. Kelly things. We'll get into some listener questions, wrap up the first week of the NFL playoffs. We'll talk some college football championship and wrap that up, and a whole lot more. Of course, we're going to wrap it up with some trivia. Let's get to it.
Football. All our sports teams off season go through withdrawals, 30 minutes to tip off. Like Rakim was saying, we got ideas, give me ear problems. Sound like thunder and rain. I'm excited that you came on this journey with three of my friends. Defy life till we die and grow wings. Just a different perspective. Haters in every direction. Refuse to live my life based off your projections. Their expectations are lazy. My expectations are crazy. My lady defies me. Goose, Brown, Brady, Jordan, LeBron, Aaron, Bonds, Mayweather, Ali Foreman. You get the picture, greatest ever born. I attack without warning. This is not around the horn. Them other shows whack, a lot of yawning. You really want to be the best, got to pay the price. We make winning look easy. Welcome to Defy Life. Defy Life.
Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast, brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network. You can listen to us anywhere your favorite podcasts are available. As always, we encourage you to follow, subscribe, like, and drop us a comment whenever you listen. You can also follow us on all social media platforms at Go Defy Life. The Defy Life Podcast is sponsored by our friends at Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. This is episode 89 of the Defy Life Podcast. As Money would say, this Steve Smith edition. I'm your host, J.R. Glymph. Speaking of which, how's it going today, Gerald Hedrick?
Yo. Hey, what's going on, man? Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. It's Two for Tuesday. The Real is back. I hope everybody had, a very, very wonderful time with family and friends for over the holiday season, man. And we're happy to be back here at the Defy Life Network, man. Let's get it. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. It's been 2 weeks. It's been too long. So, again, happy holidays, happy New Year to everybody. We missed y'all. Hope y'all missed us. But we back. So, it's good to be here. Alvin Glymph, how's it going today, sir?
What up, homie? What's going on, man? It's good to be back. Happy New Year. 2019. Like, this is just going to be a great year, man. Looking forward to the moves that's going to be made. Looking forward to the growth, Defy Life. 18 was an amazing year and just looking to take it to the next level. So 2 weeks too long. I like that. And it's just good to be back because I definitely missed this right here. So what up, fellas?
No doubt. And we will get into this more later, a little deeper. But of all of us, at the beginning of the football season, who in the hell would have thought that your Dallas Cowboys would be the lone team standing amongst our favorite teams? So, congrats to you.
Me.
Yeah.
Me. I was calling them. Remember, I told y'all, check the tape. I know I was just dating myself and saying tape, but check the podcast because real talk, I told y'all the Cowboys was going to have it wrapped up before the last game. They did that. And, I said they were going to the Super Bowl. So, it's still possible.
Well,
it's still possible.
When I asked that rhetorical question, I meant who amongst us of non-Cowboys fans would actually believe that.
My bad.
Yeah, because Cowboys fans, y'all think y'all win the Super Bowl every year. So,
we think we win it twice every year.
Exactly.
That's what that meant. Play the game.
Yeah. Thomas Stevens, how's it going today, sir?
Going very well, sir. How are you?
I'm good. You had a bittersweet weekend, so we'll dive into that. I was just glad you got a big victory last night. We'll get deeper into it, but I thought we was going to put you on suicide watch if not. So glad to have you here, sir.
No doubt. Happy to be here.
No doubt. And last but absolutely not least, Yusuf English. How's it going today, Yoshi?
It's going well, man. Going well. Just got a dub.
I was about to ask how we come out tonight.
Yeah, beat the number 2 team in the state. So
So that's all.
Okay. Kicking up dust.
Yeah, my kid Trey Hannibal clocked his 7 straight 30 ball. So we playing tough right now. So
congratulations.
Thanks, appreciate it. One game at a time, 2-0 in the region. The team we play Friday is also 2-0 in the region. So hopefully we continue to what we've been doing. So
all right, get busy. Y'all keep defying life. That's the hell I'm talking about.
You already know.
No doubt. Well, first things first. Al, you mentioned it, man. I know we haven't been here, took a couple weeks off. So, again, everybody, thanks for bearing with us. Thanks for your patience. We are glad to be back. But, Al, you mentioned all of the growth that we experienced in 2018. I gave you guys and everybody in the network, on everybody on the website, in the Defy Life family, shout-outs on Facebook. But I want to reiterate that. I'm proud of you guys. Definitely grateful for everything y'all do. We are, continue to grow. We got a lot of burning hot pans in the fire. Really excited about what we got coming up for 2019. So, salute to all you gentlemen. I can't say it enough. So, thank you guys.
Hey, thank you.
Absolutely. And while we're mentioning it, everybody definitely go check out the Defy Life gear. We got the limited edition blackout T-shirts and blackout hats. So, definitely jump on that. And, more things to come in the network, in the gear, and on the site. So let's jump on this moving train if you ain't already on it. There's plenty of room on the bandwagon.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Well, we're going to get into some news. Oh, yeah.
One more thing, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Defy Life Radio, man. Check it out.
Yes.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got something for you. Yep. Thursday is Throwback Thursday mix. Friday is the Friday night party. Saturday is the Saturday night club mix. And Sunday for your cool down, a Sunday night jazz mix. Take a chance, take some time, and enjoy yourself over the weekend.
On it.
Nice. Nice.
All right, y'all better watch out. Pretty soon we're gonna have Defy Life wing sauce. We're gonna Defy Life marketing. Defy Life, everything. Like this is gonna be Defy Life town. Yeah. Defy Life gonna be like what's Walmart's brand?
Great value.
Great value. Hell yeah. It's gonna be Defy Life everywhere. Hell yeah. So y'all watch out for that. I'm ready for the Defy Life hot sauce and ketchup. Put that shit on my fries. But yeah.
Absolutely,
yeah, man. Oh yeah. So again, salute to all you gentlemen, all of our hosts in the network, all of our writers on the site. Man, it's we look back and just a quick like Pooh and Al, I'm sure, y'all can relate to, how skimpy shit was when we first started, and how pressed we were to like touch every little ad, and that's before we had gear, that's before we had anything, but like we were so pressed to like make sure, we had something going on every day and like constant, like an article up every day, and now we got a staff of writers. Like did y'all read the erotic story by Paul Douglas on the site?
I started it. Yeah, I started it.
I will tell you, don't read that shit at work. Don't read it at work, and don't read it in front of your mama, because it's dope.
Wow.
No, it's dope.
Yeah,
it's dope. It's dope.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna check that out tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out tomorrow at work.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't say that, but yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Well, just turn your monitor some kind of way and make sure the wrong person don't come along and read your screen. But yeah, it's dope, but it's dirty. Looking for big things from Paul. Paul is also he's a screenwriter, so that's what he does, and he's also working on a mini web series, which will be featured on Defy Life as well. So we'll have a video web series as well on the site. Looking for big things from Paul. Movies with Miggs is doing big things. All of our shows in the networks, Kim and Lynn, Be Easy, Courtney, everybody. Can't shout y'all out enough, man. Y'all make me cry. So big up, salute again, y'all. So we we're gonna jump into some news tidbits. I was gonna do this one second, but again, I don't want to go into the listener questions pissed off. And then secondly, I just saw this crap on my TV, so I want to jump right into it. So, was anybody able to or unlucky enough to witness the president's message tonight on TV?
I did.
What'd you think, Al?
Same old shit.
Mm-hmm.
Same old shit. Like the message of you need to be scared. There's a crisis. It's gonna stop the drug problem. It's a humanitarian crisis. And so that's consistent. And like just misleading, downright lying to folks with data and facts, consistent. The only thing that was a little different is he tried to downplay the wall as part of this thing. So he talked about all these other things that they could accomplish, which in reality, and many of the things he's talking about, Democrats agree with. So he talked about that, but then to fight this idea that he's fixated on this wall, he saved that to last. And by the way, I also want them to, put this wall that's not going to do anything based on what experts say. Yeah. So, at the end of the day, I watched it and I'm just disappointed to have a president who really lacks the empathy to open up the government and allow these federal workers and contractors to get paid and get their income, and allow the government to reopen and then negotiate the wall as people are offering, and just to be stuck on this idea that, if I don't get this wall, it's going to hurt me politically. So I'm just going to stay in this position. It's just, to me, just disappointing. And I'm just sad that we even at this point to have such a leader of our country.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else get a chance to watch it?
Yeah, I checked it out.
Yeah, more the same.
Yeah, y'all already know. I can't. I've said it 100 times, man. Like, I don't understand how migrants coming into the country scares so many white people in Alabama and Mississippi. Like, I just don't. I can't for the life of me. Like, they don't want to come to your crappy states anyway. Like, I don't get it, man. I don't, like, you look at these people's stories, man, and you can dig into the history of the drug trade and how, the U.S. government in the 60s and 70s was big proponents of the drug trade. Like, they opened the doors.
Yeah.
And they opened the doors for the drug trade to neutralize and dilute certain communities. The black community and some of those other minority communities. I don't even want to go back that far. The heartbreaking thing is they don't have the empathy enough, but kind of the same way that Al was talking about, man. Basically, when you growing up in those Central American countries, if you're a 6-year-old boy, your option is to go work for the cartel or die. And if you're a 6-year-old girl, then your option is to go be a sex slave for the cartel or die. Like, they like, people are legitimately trying to escape horrible, horrible lives for their fucking children. And for you to not have any empathy for that, like, you don't look at your kids every day, that's so sad to me, man. It's so sad to me. And, so I believe in the pathway to citizenship. And I believe people ought to be able to, and when you think about it, outside of being a native, no one is actually from here. no one's ancestors are actually from here except the natives. I'm not, whether your ancestors were slaves or whether you came here from, none of us are actually from here. So I just don't understand why you don't have that same empathy for people that are just trying to come here to escape all kinds of atrocities that you don't even want to acknowledge are real.
Or that we create, to your point, Gerald. Not only are they
absolutely.
real, but I never even thought about the perspective you just shared. I never thought about the fact is, yes, we did create this circumstance in these countries.
Yes.
I never thought about it like that, but you're right. You did.
Yes. The CIA did this 35, 40 years ago. And what did you think was going to happen? So now we in a drug crisis, and it's hitting the wrong communities. So, when it was the 80s and drugs were rampant, colossally destroying our communities, and the war on drugs and what it did to the population of black men, that was the purpose. That it was doing what it was intended to do. So it wasn't really an issue. But now it's spilled over into other communities, and now it's a big problem. So but these are issues that we created. And now those things are coming home to roost. But the drugs don't cross the border like that anymore. They fly that shit in. They come into legal ports now. They're not coming in the trunk and Pablo bringing that over in the trunk. Pablo flying that joint right to his house in LA. Yeah. So I don't. It's just it's all the way sad. It's that fear. It's that fear. And if you don't want to do even a little bit of reading to understand that shit ain't true, man, shame on you, man. Shame on you.
Yeah, and it's the cognitive dissonance that a lot of Americans have, that we're not, like you said, we're not willing to do the research because we're afraid. And when I say we, I mean us, as in general. We're afraid that we might read something that goes against what we want to believe, right? But that's what gets me about this whole thing is
that's the purpose of reading.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's the whole. Yeah, but that's why people don't want to read because they know they're gonna come across something that flies totally against what they believe, and they just rather believe it than know it actually. But it kills me because we put even if we put this wall at the southern border. One, that ain't the only way. That ain't the only border, and ain't the only way that drugs and crime come into this country, right? So I guess we're saying that Canadian drugs ain't that bad. We ain't got no wall up there. We don't want no wall, that Canadians bring here. We don't worry about people coming in illegally from Europe or Canada because it's a lot of undocumented and illegal aliens in this country from countries other than South and Central America. So we don't worry about them. Why? Because they don't look like they don't look like trouble to most Americans.
They don't have tint to their skin.
Exactly. They look okay, and if I'm he'll be all right. The crazy Canadian guy next door who's undocumented, he's fine because he looks fine. But they make up these stories about, well, now terrorists are going to start coming through, the Mexican border and bringing terrorism into this country. So if we put a wall there, first of all, if that were true, if terrorists can't say, oh shit, there's a wall there and I can't get through Mexico, terrorists ain't gonna say, well, there's a totally free border to the north. I can't go there. I don't get it. These people are so short-sighted. But yeah, it's like you said, Al. It's just more of the same, and it is sad because these are the times when you can tell even his supporters know how ridiculous he is because they go dumbass quiet. Because there's nothing they can say to justify any of this shit. They shut down the government. People ain't working. People are working for free, but yet, and a lot of them were veterans. But yet, on one hand, you say you care so much about our veterans. How dare Colin Kaepernick kneel on the sidelines and disrespect our veterans? But let all them niggas work for free because we want to build a wall. That shit don't make sense.
Yeah. It never makes sense. It didn't make sense when. I mean, it didn't make sense when they were saying it.
No.
You know, so
because it's not. It doesn't need to make sense because at the end of the day, I think much of this is about a distraction, and a lot of this is also in terms of drawing it out. It's this idea that we also know you got this investigation going on with Mueller, and every week, you know, there seems to be a new fact that is let out that you're like, damn. And at some point, I think the question has to be asked: when are people going to get to accountability and hold him accountable for the lies and the illegal activities? And then if the Republican and Democrat senators are not going to do it, when are we as going to people start holding people, our leaders, accountable and don't vote these motherfuckers back in? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand the lack of accountability in all of this, that nobody's getting checked. Nobody.
Well, I mean, so that means that you're actually looking for people to speak up, and you're actually trying to think logically when you're dealing with illogical people. My grandma said that ain't gonna do nothing but give you give you a headache. None of these people are logical. Like all of what you just said makes absolute sense. The problem is we dealing with a bunch of motherfuckers that ain't got no damn sense.
Yeah.
So, which is proven by him by the tweeting and all of that crap. Like, at the end of the day, I don't even you know what? I don't even blame him. And I've said this before. I don't blame him. I blame every person that didn't get out and vote. I blame every single person who voted for him. That's who I blame. I don't even blame him. If you give an ignorant ass nigga a gun, guess what? He gonna shoot somebody.
True.
That's what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Like I said to somebody when this first started, I said, I think it was a publicity stunt for him to run.
I agree with you.
Like, he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck around. Like, I got this millions of dollars to throw away. And then what happened was he fucked around and won, and he was like, oh shit, I'm here now. Okay, so what the fuck we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And so he's on the fly with this shit because half the shit he's doing don't make no damn sense. And and if we sit here and go, shit, we can talk for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours about this ignorant ass motherfucker. But at the end of the day, I'm just counting the hours and the days till I can go and vote his ass back out and get somebody else in.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, even on the most basic levels, like, people don't seem to like get that he double talking you right in front of your face, right? So on one hand, he's saying, you know, Mexico's going to pay for this wall. Mexico's going to pay for it. So why shut the government down because you're not getting the funds you need for the wall if Mexico's paying for it? That people don't even think, like, that's like classic some pimp shit. Like, he's telling you to your face, I'm telling you two different stories. And ain't nobody bothering to ask that question. So on one hand, he's telling you, don't y'all worry about it. Mexico gonna pay for it. But I'm gonna shut the government down because y'all ain't giving me the money I want to pay for the wall. How fucking insane is that? Like,
oh no, he now he on some new shit. Now he on some, well, Mexico's gonna pay for it because we're gonna be doing so much winning with this new NAFTA deal that it's like they're paying for it anyway.
It's like they paying for it. What is that?
It's like they paying. Like, we gonna spend the money, but we basically gonna get the money right back.
Exactly.
And I've seen people retweet that,
and the deal haven't even been passed.
And I think it's kind of garbage too. If you like,
yeah, absolutely.
It does some things for, I think, steel, but dairy's fucked, and so are some other things. Like Canada, they ain't stupid. You got to go in there and read that deal. If you're a proponent of that deal, you better go in there and look at it.
Trash. All dairy's fucked. All farmers are fucked with that deal.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But anyway, you'll see why I didn't want to go into this on the second tidbit because I don't want to. I'm tired of being pissed off at our listeners, or at least it's seeming that way. But yeah, man, this dude, man, usually I just happen to usually before the show, I'll turn on the TV, see if there's anything we can, that I missed, might be last minute that we can touch on. And when I see first thing pop up is this asshole. So yeah, but I digress.
Like my grandma say, he ain't an asshole, he the whole ass.
He the whole ass. Hell yeah.
I like your grandmama.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Funny. Oh man. Well, speaking of shit that's gonna piss at least one of us off, I'll start with the most likely candidate, Thomas Stevens. Let's talk about some R. Kelly shit, man. What's going on with your boy Aura? Yeah, we know.
I mean, I just want to gather myself.
It's a whole lot of arms.
Take your time, brother. Take your time.
Some of the things I saw was definitely definitely out of pocket.
Oh, before you go any further,
okay.
Some of the things you saw was out of. What were the things you saw that weren't out of pocket? That's what I.
That were in pocket.
Yeah, what was in pocket? That's what we were saying.
I mean, not saying that it's not sketchy. However, I mean, if you're dating someone 17 and up, that's kind of like, that's 17 and up. They're like legal.
No, they're not like legal.
They are. That's like legal consent. That's it. I mean, it is. You can. It is. However, 16, 15, 13, 12, that's like scumbag,
Yo, he was fucking that girl since she was 12, bro. Like that shit.
That's scumbag. But
all right. Again, let me stop you there. All right. So, like God forbid, let's say tomorrow, you come home tomorrow and your wife just say, you know what, I'm done. All right. A few months go by, 40-year-old Thomas Stevens, ready to get back on the scene.
Right.
You bring a 17-year-old home to your mom's. That's cool because it's legal. That ain't no scumbag shit.
I mean,
that's a yes or no question.
I can say it's touchy, but I mean, if you're legal, I wouldn't do a 30. If I'm 35 years old, 45, 48, 40 years old, I wouldn't do a 17 and 18-year-old. However, I mean, I can't really. I could be like, yo, that's kind of but I can't really frown upon it. Just be, I mean, they're legal.
But you can, because there's a lot of things in this world that our legal compass and our moral compass do not align, right? And so it's a lot of shit that's legal, but I wouldn't do it because morally I know this shit is not right.
I mean, but you're talking about you and we're talking about me, but I can't be like, yo, he whatever, because he banging an 18-year-old or 17-year-old and he's 31.
So you
I mean, I'd just be like, damn, yo, she mad young. But I mean, what could I do about it?
I mean, nothing you could do about it. I'm just saying you can frown upon it, like you said you wouldn't do.
I mean, but it's like, I mean,
it's just ugly, man.
Yeah, no, not saying it's pretty. It's not pretty at all. Hey, it's not pretty at all.
But he sure can write a song.
Hey, but man, let me go back to this, and I'm sure a lot of things possibly, I'm sure a lot of things was probably skewed. However, that young stuff with those young baby girls or that's just something you just can't look past. That's just it's disgusting. It's just flat out disgusting.
Yeah. I don't know. Money, you got any issues with anybody still buying or supporting R's music?
Man, it's crazy that you asked me that because my whole issue with all this is I really want to separate the art from the artist. R. Kelly done made some of my favorite songs ever. And I still want to be like I accidentally listened to some R. Kelly on Sunday. Like the shit just came on. I was doing some reading. The shit just came on, and I didn't even realize that oh shit, it's R. Kelly. Like, and so I don't know, man. Like, I'm having a personal I'm having a personal dilemma within myself of being like, if I feel like if I'm listening to his songs that I'm supporting him. And so I maybe it's still so new that I have yet to understand that I can separate the artist from the art. Because that's I don't know. I wasn't there, so and I never like to say, I don't never like to hear somebody say you did something and just be like, oh, you guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's tough for me, but it's a lot of smoke, man. It's a lot of smoke to be like, one no fire, So, but I do know, the case that was out there, he beat the case. I know.
No, he didn't beat the case. They dropped the charges. There's a difference.
Well, because the girl said it wasn't her.
Yeah, he beat that.
She got on the stand and said it wasn't her, so he beat it.
And the mom, and the dad.
I don't.
Okay. But
so here's what I'm saying. The DA, there's a DA, and they looking into some of this stuff now. So from a criminal standpoint, I can't be like, oh, you guilty, because I don't know. I guess that's what the court and the law and all that approve. I don't think all of it. I don't think a lot of it is true. However, just if any of it's true, it's bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, correct. If any of it's true, that's the end. That's the end for this guy.
So you mean to tell me y'all don't believe that documentary was true?
Or y'all didn't see the video?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how we going on word of mouth?
I haven't watched the documentary, to be like 100% honest.
No, not the documentary. The video.
The video from 01?
Yeah.
Whenever that was.
I saw that video back in 01.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I gotta say that I seen it in 01, but that was 20 years ago.
Okay, but this is
I seen it.
This is first of all 2 points. First off, if we saw it in 01, what's the shock now? Like, what is there to defend?
Oh, ain't no defense. Who's defending them?
Who's defending them?
Y'all are about yeah. That's what I'm saying. For one, you are kind of
I'm just saying everything that's come out. Of course, it's not all true.
Okay,
not everything.
But no, that's not the question I'm asking, though. The question I'm saying, by you even saying that, well, all of it ain't true, that's a defense mechanism. By saying, well, all of it ain't true, I don't believe it all. Like, they just 17, 18. That's like those are defenses. By definition, those are defenses, right? And
you're speaking the truth.
Yeah, but that's two different conversations. The truth can still be a defense.
I said he was fucked up and did all kind of wild shit, but I'm telling the truth too.
I know, but you also said a but and then defended him. What I'm saying, right? And so then in turn, what I'm also saying is, Al, one of your favorite uncles, my father always says, and I said this to y'all before, ain't nobody get together and everybody just decided to lie on R. Kelly. Everybody ain't just get together and say, you know what, we're going to all decide to lie on this one dude. Like, that shit don't work like that. At some point, like, all these stories of people telling the same pattern after pattern after pattern on one person, everybody just get together and say, we're going to pick this dude out of there. Everybody in the world and just lie on him, tell the same lie. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can dig that.
So, like, which is the same reason why, investigators, detectives, police officers don't just go by eyewitness accounts. They also have like accounts of, you know, hearsay and what this person has said about that. And when those stories start to corroborate, that's how they build cases. And so, like, we have more than just he say, she say, or I wasn't there, so I don't know. Like, this dude got a pattern of a sick history, and like, I don't know. I like when you start fucking with kids, I'm just like, man, just throw the whole nigga away. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know. But I really, like, to me, whether it's legal or not, that shit is sick. Whether it's legal or not, if I bring home a 17-year-old, my mama gonna beat the shit out of me. Because that shit ain't right.
As she should.
And so whether it's legal
should.
or not, yeah, like it's legal in some states to beat your wife with a belt that's thinner than a quarter of an inch. Don't make it right. That's why those laws are still, they on the books, but they ain't practiced. You get what I'm saying? So legal and morally correct are two different things. Like, that shit's sick. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, when we do things like that, in my opinion, when we try to, like, backdoor justify shit, that's defending. Because we know in the real world, fucking a 17-year-old when you 31, that shit ain't right. If we're being honest with ourselves.
Yeah, I agree. It ain't right.
Yeah,
now,
I'll co-sign that.
At least based on how I was. Now, you know, that's just how I was, just how I look at it, how I was raised. You know what I mean? At some point, age does matter. And I wouldn't want my 17, 18, 19-year-old daughter or female or son, really.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not going to end well. It's not going.
I mean, I don't agree with it either. But like I say, if I'm looking at it, I'm not gonna. I just can't just tar and feather them. I mean, like I say, the young shit, yeah. But I mean, 17, 18, if that's what it is, and that's what it is. I mean, that's how I see it. But you know, I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, shit. If y'all doing it, she mad young, B. But shit, I'll leave it at that though.
I will say this, as they introduce this subject and history and story to a new generation, you know, I'm having a conversation with my son and daughter, and they asking as they watch the documentary, like, so why you had us listening to his music? Like, if that's who we was bumping to, we didn't know the story, why was you still listening to it? And I'm like, because I had got over it, and that's the truth. Like, it was early on where I was like, oh yeah, that ain't right. I ain't gonna listen to his music. Y'all shouldn't be listening to his music. You know, that was 20 years ago. So at some point, I'll be honest, I put that behind me and started listening to the music again, and it definitely had me answering some real questions to my kids as they was looking at me like, again, did you know all of that? And I'm like, yeah, I knew it all. I mean, you know, not all of it. I was familiar.
Yeah, nobody knew all of that.
Yeah, but that's a legit question, though. Like, you know,
that is a legit question. And for me, it was like at the point when it was still like 2000, like the mid 2000s, the case was still open. You know, so I think we all heard about like the rumor about him marrying Aaliyah, but then Aaliyah, him, and the mom all came out and said that ain't true, right? So you can only take. So if Jay, to your point, if everybody everybody ain't lying, but if 10 people saying yeah, this true, but all the people involved are like, no, that ain't true, then okay, that's one thing. And once again, I'm not making a defense. I'm stating this is what happened. So even to this day, Aaliyah's mom is like, oh, that shit ain't true. You know, and Aaliyah dead and gone, so she can't say anything about it. But okay. So that was like the first little thing that we heard like way back in the 90s. And then in the 2000s, it was like the him with the peeing on the little girl, and then the case was open. And I want to say that I've seen the tape, but I can't. I like I said, I can't say for a fact that I've seen the tape. But what I can say is I know the case drug out on and on and on, and then the girl got on the stand and said it wasn't her. And then the case was dismissed. So in between the people involved saying, "Oh, that ain't us," I think I also was like, I got over it, So maybe in the back of my mind, for me, maybe in the back of my mind, I was like, man, yeah, R. Kelly be on some wild shit. But from the standpoint of like, he's went through the process, he had people come out and say he did stuff, and then he went through the process, and then for whatever reason, but I don't know if he paid him or whatever, but people was like, that ain't happening. So
I just know
for me, I think I got over it, and then with later the 2010s, the shit about the sex slave, because we started hearing the sex slave shit rumors with him and Usher like last year, and then I was like, okay, some like that. This is getting to be a little bit too much about the sex slave shit, and then there's new shit. So I don't know, man. I'm not defending the guy. But I do have a pretty good recollection of what happened in those scenarios. It's definitely like his wife did say I was basically a prisoner in my own home type of deal. So like I think that so that stuff is out there. But yeah, R. Kelly definitely has displayed some predatory behavior, and hopefully whatever happens, and the guy, if this stuff is true, hopefully the guy can get some help, or serve his debts to society or whatever that looks like. But man, this ain't. I mean, a lot of people going crazy over this, and
I wouldn't be surprised if he turns into the Cosby of
another generation,
the next Cosby. You know what I mean? Like, however long, at some point, this comes back to bite him, and that would not shock me because in this issue, in regards to sexual assault and predator, all of the human trafficking, just all of that issue is becoming like a major hot button topic, and I just wouldn't be surprised if he's the next one. Or the next one after the next one, or something like that. So,
because it's a new year,
it's a new year.
Yeah, it's a new year and a new day.
Very, very different from 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I ain't just saying, like, I definitely get it. Like, what I'm saying? Like, Nice Money said, like, stuff kind of trickles out, and, you get over it, you forget about it. I'm just saying, I've seen so many people defending him, and the buts. And this, but that, armed with everything they know now. And that's what bothers me. Because to me, that's like if one of y'all, if one of y'all was got caught for killing like 6 people, and then the 7th person, you like, yeah, but I ain't killed him. I ain't gonna be like, yeah, but he ain't killed that 7th person. Like, I know he killed them 6 people, but that 7th one, y'all gotta stop lying on him. Like, that shit don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point do you, no, this nigga's troubled? Like, he passed the point of me even, justifying anything. I don't give a shit if you kill that 7th person or not. You already done killed 6. You get what I'm saying? Like, at some point, I don't give a shit how I can defend you on any level. You've done enough to, warrant me saying, fuck you. And I just anytime somebody fuck with kids, I ain't with it. You done lost everything I can give you.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not. I feel sorry for all of them. Him too, though. I feel sorry for him too.
How? And that's a real question. Like, how do you feel? Not
for because not sa- okay. As a whole, I feel sorry for him, as in what happened to him.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I work with kids, so I know. Okay, if something happens to them, it's like a 65% chance that they go out and do it to someone else, then someone else, then someone else. Like a trickle down effect. So of course, about the things that happened to him, growing up. So he didn't. Of course, he didn't get the help He didn't get the help, so he became a super predator or whatnot. He got the money and the fame to enable him to do that on a large grand scheme. So it definitely made him a monster. It definitely made him a monster.
Yeah, I guess I could empathize without feeling.
I mean, you have to, yeah. Because you have to.
But
that don't justify.
Yeah,
that
it
don't
was like
justify him being, yeah.
And we say this all the time. Like at some point, like I can't blame, and it's not a direct statement, but I can't blame my parents for the rest of my life. At some point, I got to take ownership of my own life, right? And so, as a grown man who knows what you've been through and knows that you need help, when you start to inflict pain on other people, that's when, again, I lose that connection with feeling sorry for you, because you're a grown person. You're well aware of what's happened to you and what kind of help you need when you start to inflict pain on especially those who are helpless.
No, not on him
But
now as a
but
man.
that's not
On him
but
as a.
that's not the case either. Like when that's where the mental illness aspect of it comes in.
Right.
If something traumatic happens to you, you actually don't realize that you're inflicting pain on other people. Like that pain has caused you to develop a mental incapacity around what happened, and when you're inflicting pain on others, it's normal to you. Like that's how it's like that shit. That's where the mental illness aspect of like serial killers and things like that come in, because that's actually normal to them.
I think he's still at that age
because that's a partial truth, money. Because even serial killers know it's not a constant state that they live in. Even serial killers know that what they're doing is wrong at some certain points in their lives. It's when they're triggered. They're triggered is when the disconnection happens, right? Even like people that are bipolar, they know that what they're doing is incorrect in certain states. It's when they're in those episodes that they lose that connection. So it's not a constant state that they live in. So it's no constant state that he lives in where like every grocery store he going into, he pissing on little girls. Like no, it's at some points there's certain states that he's in that he's cognizant and he recognizes what he's doing. It's just that when he's triggered and he's in those episodes, that's when the disconnection happens.
Yeah, right.
It's not this constant state where he doesn't know what he's doing. At some points, he's absolutely aware of what he's doing.
Yeah. He and you're right. It's some triggers him, and he actually lose rationale. They call it losing rationale. But I mean, what were you saying? No, but that's why I'm saying I feel not him as in the state that he in now. I'm just saying him as in a kid growing up and those traumatic things happening to him. That's what I'm saying. We lost him at that point, and now we've lost 150 others.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm speaking of.
Either way, man. It is. All the way around, the shit is sad.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Very sad.
Dude, and to go back, like y'all say, you guys say, okay, I remember it, whatever. I just put it past. Like, be honest, dude, I didn't even believe it.
Really? You didn't believe the video?
Even after you saw the tape, you didn't believe it?
Dude, I was like, that ain't R. Kelly.
You didn't see the episode of Boondocks when he gave his social? Nah, I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
It was a funny episode, though. That shit was funny.
And dude, I didn't believe it. I was like, boy, that ain't Kells. And no way Kells did that. In the little article, I even stated it. And I was like, shit, I ain't believe any of it. and even the parts that I do believe is too much for me to get past. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Not saying I believe everything, but the parts that I do believe, I can't even get past that. Like even that is too much. It's just too much. You know, so now I'm like, damn, R.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I know that's your dude. So
that used to be that was my man.
Stay strong, brother.
That was my man.
Yeah, man. So, all right.
Well, you know, he got a little. He's supposed to be him and his team supposed to be working on a. So they're supposed to be working on something called surviving R. Kelly or some shit like that.
Nah, that ain't the name of it, yo. They doing a documentary. And, they say he already done take mad people, like the families of them. I guess it's almost reversing what the other people have said about him, and the families knowing that they was there and they were enjoying certain things and going this place and going that place, and the number one thing, they were of age, and they knew what that life, it was a groupie life, so to speak. So that's what they supposed to release it on like Facebook, something. But yeah, it's something like that. So
I don't know. I just know if that was me, and I knew none of that was true, and I could prove none of that was true, like everybody associated with him is saying, damn, I'm making a documentary. I'm making a lawsuit.
Yeah.
He got a lawsuit. He got a lawsuit already.
He got a lawsuit.
He's saying he's suing the people that's making the documentary. I'm talking about after all these years. I'm going after people.
He says that too. He says that too, but I don't. That's a bunch of crap. That's a bunch of. But that's what he says. That's a bunch of crap, though.
Well, yeah. Would that shit take? If somebody says you like did all that, would it take you 20 years to say, okay, this is enough? Y'all done made a documentary. You done went too far.
Y'all done made me mad.
Exactly.
I told y'all not to do that documentary.
Enough is enough, goddammit. Who made this documentary? Now I know y'all say there was me on that tape. That I thought that was enough. But now a documentary.
But now, right?
You got Sparkle on the shit talking shit about me, man. That's going too far. I'm like, nah.
But until I don't think they're gonna get criminal because you don't have anyone that's going out, even on the documentary, that said they had sex with him under the age of consent. Not one was like, yeah, I was 15, yeah, I was 4. None of that. All of them said it was like 17. One of them said, she was like, yeah, I was 16, but I told him I was 19, and I told he thought I was 19. So none of them said that they was under the age 16, 17. So it'll unless the little girl comes out and say, you know what, I was 13 or whatever, it probably won't be any charges.
Wow. To wrap this up, the shit that pisses me off.
But that's what I'm saying. Every time something come out and it go to court or it's a case or something, then people come out and be like, oh shit, that's not what happened.
That wasn't me, right.
Yeah, I don't know. But shit that pisses me off the most is, man, I remember being on like the 8th grade basketball bus and singing R. Kelly songs to girls, right? And shit that pissed me off the most, man, R. Kelly was singing to them same fucking girls.
To girls, right. No, but that dude, Jay, but that shattered me. I was in here talking to Keaton. I was like, man, we can't even rock the R. And she was like, man, I don't even feel the same because R painted this. Hey, listen. But no, to this day, when she, well, not until this day, until 2 weeks ago, when she thought about romance, she thought about like R. Kelly songs.
Oh,
like
wow.
I want candles and roses and chocolate. I mean, because that's what R sung about. So and up until then, like R had that fantasy in her because she was like, yo, you need to do what R. Kelly be said, and I'm like, damn, yo. But so now she's like, switch the tank. She's like, yo,
you ain't gotta be R. Kelly. You pick somebody else.
She's like, yo, I don't. She was like, yo, I don't feel the same because now I know R was singing about what he was doing, the thing he was doing to them kids, like kids.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah,
12 play was about somebody's age. Man.
Hey, that's bananas. Kids though.
It come to jokes.
But that take it to a whole new spectrum though when you know this kid was singing about kids.
Yeah,
But in all seriousness, like I wasn't never a fan of like none of his music and that. Like it didn't move me like that. So I mean,
because you was of age.
The only song that I really liked was "Step in the Name of Love," and beyond that, like that was it. Like he ain't never really.
Man, that kid made classics, man. That kid wrote songs.
I think that's subjective.
Carrie,
but I'm saying that's subjective.
I don't think Yoshi's saying he trash. He's just saying it didn't.
No, to him. Yeah, I get that.
I'm not denying that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I just like if, like, I wouldn't go buy his album. I never bought his album. Not none of them. It just,
I think I bought them all.
His music just never did. So, like, the documentary for me was like watching a drama. I was like, yo, damn, that's cool. Oh shit, that's fucked up. You know, like I'm just going, you know, because the whole time it wasn't. I didn't like him because of rumors. I just didn't like his music, and I didn't know him personally, so I did not like him. And even after watching it, I don't not like him. I just feel like he did some fucked up shit.
Right.
People see him as a genius. I didn't see the big deal personally from the start. And then you just talking about somebody with money who used to hang out at malls and at high schools. So, I mean, you know, like the fact that the nigga was hanging out at malls, like that shit was like, motherfucker was prowling. Like he wasn't just a dude that was like, and that's where I kind of disagree with you, like Pooh, for a little bit on this point. Is like that dude was not like, fuck what you heard. He wasn't going to the club to find girls. That nigga was going to the mall. And like if he saw a girl he liked, he was like sending people over, yo, give her my number. Yo, I'ma fly this girl out. You know what I'm saying? He was flying the girls out there. First off, the first question I had is, where's these who the fuck is parents? Ain't no goddamn way my child going anywhere without me. If you're talking about flying to a different state, but you know, like shit just like he was a predator. And no matter, and like Jay said, you know, like even serial killers know when they're wrong. I think old girl has said that he had told her that the girl she was having a threesome with was 16 or she was 17. And she said they happened to be all in a car or something, and they was riding somewhere. And she was talking to her, and the girl said, yeah, you know, he told me that when I turn 16, he gonna buy me a car. And she was like, hold on, ain't you 16 already? And she was like, nah, I'm 14 or 15, something like that. And so she was like, it was at that moment that she realized that he knew what he was doing was wrong, because he even lied to her. And she was like 17. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like that nigga was a predator. Like he went, the 12-year-old chick, he was going to her basketball games, like, and taking pictures with her and shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just that nigga. And then old girl was like, I can't remember the girl's name, but anyway, she was like that R. Kelly talked her into doing the threesome, and with the girl that she thought was older, and at the time she might have been 14. At the time she was 14, and she said that the girl, because R. Kelly liked to instruct them what to do, and he was like, yo, it's the girl's first time, but she said it was funny how the girl knew everything R. Kelly liked. Like he didn't have to tell her nothing. He had to instruct the girl that was telling the story, and I was like, damn. I was like, that. So that means he been fucking her, and that's the same girl that he peed all on. Like I don't even get that shit. Like I can't even.
Okay. Can I just say, like, if we was paying attention to the videos back in the day, we would have seen some evidence. Y'all remember that song, You Remind Me of My Jeep?
My Jeep.
Yeah. Right. Like, in the video, he has, like, Fisher-Price Jeeps.
Oh, shit.
What?
Wow.
I'm just playing. I'm just.
I was gonna say nah.
Nah, but if you do, but like the girls,
Nah, I was gonna say
Yo.
nah.
but
Stop
the girls that were telling the stories, like they were always in the videos. Like they were always in the videos. Look at the videos. It's young girls in them videos.
Of course, because that's who he was ordering. He's like, nah, she too old. She 19. Get her out of here. Get her.
But I can say this though.
You turned 18 yesterday. Get your ass out of here. We don't want that old shit.
I will say this though.
He's nasty.
When you think about, I'm looking it up right now. But when you think about the nickname, the Pied Piper of R&B, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you think about like the actual mythical creature, the Pied Piper.
Mm-hmm.
What did the Pied Piper do?
Let our kids out of town.
It was the little mythical creature that uses magical pipe to play his pipe and lure kids all over the place, all out of town, and all kinds of like. And so there could be some truth to. There could be some truth to like. Not only did he know, but people knew.
Oh no, they said people knew.
You know, the Pied Piper of R&B. You know, that shit never ever dawned on me.
But you know who gave him that name, right?
Nope.
Huh? Yeah.
Nope.
That nigga named himself the Pied Piper.
That's what I was about to say. He did.
Yeah, he gave himself that name.
Wow.
So, like, to give yourself that name?
Yeah.
Come on, man. And then the funny shit is, like, this nigga recorded every encounter and walked around with the bag of tapes. So, I mean, it's just it's too much.
That's mental illness there for me. I mean, just because they I can't remember what it's called, yo. But when he go back and watch it, and he go back and he wants to get that feeling again. That's why but the kid is he's sick, man. He really is. That's what about it.
Yeah, I mean,
what I'm saying, he's sick. He's sick, Jay.
He is, but
he's
man, yeah, but
hey, I mean, but the thing, you know, like Shooty, his wife used to have to ask, "Can she come downstairs to get something to eat?"
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Something's wrong with him.
Like that dude. But you know, Pooh,
I mean, what was that all about? Like, that's something different. Like that's.
Yeah, like they said, what's old girl Sparkle? She was at the house, and there was a bunch of them at the house watching the game, and they heard a knocking at a door, and it wasn't the front door, but it was one of the room doors, and like he was just ignoring it. She kept knocking and knocking and knocking, and Sparkle was like, she kept looking at him like, "You gonna get that? Like, you gonna say something?" And then all of a sudden he was like, "Yo, what?" And girl, like his wife cracked the door and said, "You mind if I came outside, if I came to the kitchen and got something to eat?" And he was like, "Yeah, whatever." And like she had to literally ask, like, could she do shit? And what she said was his thing was complete. He had to have complete control over every aspect of everything. So like who he
Maybe
did
that's
the
why
video.
he liked them young.
Yeah, well, he was to manipulate them.
Right.
But I think he did a song with Sparkle where they had a duet. Was that the one? Was that the one with him?
Yeah.
She was like, he picked out the wardrobe. It was originally supposed to be her solo song. He turned it into a duet. He picked out the wardrobe. He picked out the video. Like she did nothing except sing on the track. And so that's how controlling he was. And so. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. That dude got issues deep rooted.
Yeah.
Wait, but did you see the part? I don't know if anybody else saw it, but I think it was the first episode. Like they was like that he was being molested by his older sister,
right?
And then the sister was molesting also his older brother as well, and he got mad at his brother because he had gained an attraction for his sister.
Wow.
And so he was mad at his brother when he found out that he was fucking her. So I was like,
hey, yo, then I heard like some older like dude had molested him like up the block. Then I heard the kid had developed like Oedipus complex, and he was in love with his mom, like some mad crazy, like it's some stuff deep rooted in him though.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, wrong is wrong.
All the time.
Well,
I'm not. I'm definitely not saying
and just
that.
to think like, and like, the thing that got to me is I got a 14-year-old daughter. So when it got to that, I was like, yo, like honestly, like y'all would have seen me on TV, like legitimately would have seen me on TV, and they're like, well, Mr. English, why'd you kill him? You ain't gonna fuck nobody else, daughter. Yeah, sure. And that's all I kept saying. He ain't gonna be fucking nobody else, daughter. And that would be my response everywhere, because I would see red at that moment, man, and I just don't see, like, you know, and then it was like he was extremely strategic, because when you look at it, a lot of the females he dealt with, a lot of little girls he dealt with didn't have male figures in their lives. People that jump on that ass, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so which leads me to believe that he was a predator. Like, he wasn't somebody like you say, Pooh, with a sickness. Like, that nigga was a predator. That nigga was praying. He was out there like, yo, I gotta get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and most predators are like schematic like that and calculated. So, I don't know, man. Enough about this creep.
Do y'all think he ends up in prison?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think they'll have. I just don't think they'll have anybody to come forward that'll be willing to say whatever.
Yeah. I'm with Al, at least not now. Maybe like in the future, like some Bill Cosby shit. I don't think now.
Yeah, I mean, I just like no, because I think that even the girl right now, I don't even think she declined to do the show. Like, her and her family declined to do the show, so I just don't. And she's the key. Like, she's the only one that can get that.
She's the only one. That's what I'm saying. She's the only one.
I don't know. Anyway, on to a brighter note. Let's answer some listener questions. Because R. Kelly and Donald Trump pissing me off right now.
Yeah.
They need to do a duet. Piss on your wall or some shit.
Piss on your wall. F your wall, nigga. F your wall.
Oh, man. Our first listener question is from Justin in Richmond, Virginia. Ask each of you, what was the highlight of your holiday season? Alvin Glymph, what was your holiday highlights?
Mine was pretty quiet, honestly. I had a restful, relaxing holiday. The highlight would have been my children. You know, it was good to have them home, home from college, son about to graduate. Daughter did Dean's List this semester. So it was good times having my kids home, and even got some karaoke on with them New Year's Eve before they went out and enjoyed themselves. So I would say my children was the highlight.
Did you go with them?
Nah, son. No. First of all, they wouldn't even let me come. You know, I did like, yo,
we already did karaoke with you.
That's pretty much what they said, yo.
Yeah, like that. That would be the follow-up question. Like, did you go with him? Yeah, I went with him. Did you know you went with him? Nah, man.
Nah, it wasn't happening.
Well, good stuff, man. All right, Yosh, what was your holiday highlight, sir?
Pretty much to I've been over the recent years been having some financial issues and stuff. So this was the first Christmas in a long time I was able to do a lot for my kids. So I enjoyed seeing their faces light up. My daughter almost got the crap slapped out of her because I bought her an iWatch that she wanted so bad, but then the very next day she was at my friend's store and she had to do some cleaning up at the store because she was working or whatever. And she put the watch down and didn't realize till the next day that she had forgot the watch in the store.
Holy shit.
Boy, listen.
Wow.
Listen, let me tell you something. She said, Daddy, can you call Grandma Jen? Because I think I left my watch in the store.
Wow.
What? The brand new 4 Series iWatch that your daddy killed himself to buy. So after the ring and a little neck, she got it back. So all was saved. But you know, it was cool to see my kids light up, and my kids had a great Christmas. And then my second highlight was one of the goals I set out to do when I became a head coach, head basketball coach, was to coach in the Chick-fil-A Classic, and I got an opportunity to do that this holiday, and had a great time. 1-1, but I mean, you know, the experience was great. Got a chance to rub elbows with Roy Williams and Coach K, and if it's a top coach, Jim Boeheim, like if it's a top coach if it's a coach in the country, they were in that building at some point. So
nice.
It took some pictures with some people. Yo, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you a secret, man. I got a little crush on Ivory Ladder. And she knows.
Yeah.
And she knows it. Like, I was at a basketball tournament, and she showed up because her nephew plays basketball. Yeah, so I was like, we were just joking. We talked for like an hour. Now, mind you, I had no clue who she was. So I'm riding back my homeboy CL. And CL goes, yo, you know who that was you was talking to, right? I was like, no. He was like, that was Ivory Ladder. I was like, word? I was like, shh. That's it. So I instantly went to her Instagram. Boom, follow. Instagram. Boop, boop, boop. Then she happened to see me, and she was like, I know you from somewhere. I said, yeah, buddy. I done hit you. I inbox you now. She laughed or whatever. I was too shy to ask for her number, but if you us, yo,
what the hell is going on up in here?
Boy, I ain't never known you to be shy to ask nobody for their number.
I don't know why, man. I've
been knowing you for 20 years. What you mean?
I don't know why, man. She had me. I done read her little kid book and all. She got a little kitty book.
Don't be stalking Ivory Ladder.
You might as well ask for the number then. That's just getting weird. Just ask for the number.
Well, first, I just want to say this as a disclaimer: the words and actions of use of English are not directly in reflection of the Defy Life Media Network.
Hey, you know what I said when I walked off? Yeah. When we said see you later? You know what I said? I love the book too. Your book was great.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I like your book.
That's all I have.
Yeah. I like your book though.
Yo.
Oh,
nice. You can write good.
Yeah, for real. Hey, you write good.
I took pictures with different people, man. So I had a great time, and those two things were the highlight of my holiday, man. And
good stuff.
I wouldn't have rather had done anything else actually. Cool. You know, wish my mom could have made it down, but you know, it is what it is. So
good.
That
kudos, man. Salute. All
yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Gerald, what was your holiday highlight, sir?
Man, you know, hanging out with the fam, man. You know, always happy when I can, you know, get to be with friends and family, and you know, my stepmom spent a couple of days kind of under the weather, so hung out with her a little bit, and you know, Defy Life gear orders was flying off the shelves.
Absolutely.
You know, so you know that was a big highlight of mine, man. It was all love, man. And, you know, that's what I'm all about. So, you know, no complaints. And yeah.
All right. Thomas Stevens, what was the highlight of your holiday?
Definitely the kids, man. Watching the kids open the gifts, run around. Make cookies, bake cookies, whatever you want to call it, gingerbread man, all kind of stuff. So, and I got on the gas grill, man, for the first time. It was new. It was new for me.
But you could.
You told
well, Yeah,
You
the
told me
first
what
night.
you were gonna cook. So
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. First night, like the kids, like they had this big crab broil the first night just on New Year's. I mean Christmas Eve, but I don't eat that crap. So, but the kids had sliders, so I cooked sliders for the kids, little burgers, and the next day I did some ribs and salmon on that grill. But it was my first time on it, man. It was I got to get me one. I'm hooked.
Right.
It is.
Well, I'm sure Alvin Glymph will agree with these sentiments. If you cook it on the gas grill, you might as well put that shit in the oven. So
You might as well put it in the oven.
Did he say it was a gas grill? I missed that
Yeah,
part.
he did.
Yeah. It was a guy.
So
See, I have
stovetop.
Yeah,
I have a
exactly.
charcoal
So
grill.
exactly. So we
Good
will.
down.
So whenever Thomas Stevens, whenever you're ready to be called up to varsity, you give me Al and Yoshi a call.
I have a charcoal grill. I have a charcoal.
You done made ribs and all that stuff on the charcoal grill.
Yeah. But I don't really eat it like that though. I just cook it for the family.
Well, why
But
would you
it was just my
yourself
first time
to cook
doing
on the gas? Why would you do that?
just because it was faster. Like it was no gas, no nothing. Just
never lower yourself to those standards again. So.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Because I don't really eat.
You a grill master? See?
Nah,
you a grill master like?
No.
You know why?
No.
Yeah, but just next time.
Well, like you said, when you ready to step into the grill master level, you gotta throw that gas grill away. That's not
I don't have one. I have charcoal. When we wanted super duper good, never mind. I ain't even gonna get into that. But
I want a super duper good. I just call somebody else.
I just let my wife do it. That's all.
Okay.
Well, speaking of which, money, my wife has officially adopted you, and she keep asking me when you coming up to eat. So Al, you know how my wife she like to cook for folks. She do love to cook.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
She done
love people who eat.
Yeah, she done already choked me out and said, "Why you ain't never invite my money right in Charlotte? You ain't never invite money right." So money, she asking all over the holidays. Is money coming for Christmas Day? I was like, money got his own family. What are you talking about? Like, we gonna steal money from his family because you want to cook for somebody? So we'll set that up, money. And
that's dope. I'm with that though.
Yeah,
I'm with that though.
Said he tagging along, so we might have to do the Fire Life dinner at the house, man. So no doubt. So we might have to set that up because she will do it. No doubt. Well, all right. Good to know. That's good question, Justin from Richmond. Very good question. Yeah.
Timely.
All right. Our next question is from Lance in Savannah, Georgia. Oh, wow. Good question. Thomas Stevens, what things now would you tell, if you could go back, what things would you tell your 16-year-old self?
Wow. What things would I tell my 16-year-old self? I guess probably not, because I took a lot of classes for granted. In high school, even though I was in decent classes, and I didn't, pretty much all A's, maybe a B, no C, but I didn't. I think I graduated like 22nd in my class or something like that. But I still didn't do all I could do. I pot hang, I cherry picked.
So you had a graduating class of 23?
Nah, 127.
Nah, I'm messing with you. Go ahead, man.
127. But I cherry picked a lot, and I just think I could have probably gotten a lot more accomplished. If I would have had a different mentality.
Okay.
So I'll probably say tackle the books a little harder.
Fair enough. All right. Yosh, if you could go back and talk to your 16-year-old self, what would you tell him? No.
What would I tell my 16-year-old self? I would tell my 16-year-old self that all women lie.
Oh.
Don't believe a damn thing they say, because all they gonna do is get you in mother sucking trouble. That's it. That's it. All of them lie. Don't believe none of them. Okay. I think that'll be the key to everything.
Sage advice from the grown ass Yoshi to the young.
Yeah, here's the thing. Because think about a lot of your bad decisions. They've been for somehow, some way for a woman. Somehow, some way. You can always tie it back to a woman. Well, at least mine. I know that.
Nah, you know how, like, when the preacher's preaching and you like, man, is he talking to me? Yeah, this is.
Hey,
yeah.
Al done rode a bike miles and miles.
Yeah.
It was a bad decision till it was time to go home.
Yeah.
Tell it.
Wow. Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
Don't follow the power of the pussy. It's powerful. The pussy is powerful.
Yeah.
Don't to the kryptonite of man. Don't believe him. Don't believe him.
No doubt. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the very first lie of the told.
Yeah.
I can't say that I agree to that.
No, okay.
Oh shit.
Let me guess, for when you looked in her eyes.
What part do you
and
disagree
saw-
with?
Yeah.
He looked into her eyes and he just knew.
Yeah.
She
She'll never
told
lie
the
to me. She'll never
That's
lie.
right. She telling the truth. She don't lie.
She's gonna never lie.
Yeah.
I ain't never met a
No,
never
not
met
about that.
never met a woman that lies.
No, not about that part. I done
Oh.
met some bald-faced liars.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, about the bad decision things tied to a woman. I can't.
Hey, Pooh.
True that.
Hey, Pooh.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay.
You're right.
I'm about to have to start flipping over some cards in here. I don't listen. Because
Were you out there in the middle of Broad River? Nah.
Not
you said what?
not another I can't recollect episode.
Yeah, no, I can't recall.
I can't recall.
I can't recall.
How many times we ain't had no money but went to Banana Joe's? All for what?
Oh,
Yeah. All for what?
I mean, if you want to go there with it, I guess.
I don't know about y'all. I went to Banana. I don't know about y'all. I went to Banana Joe's to dance. That's what Pooh say.
That's what boy. Nah, that's what Pooh say.
Oh man, bad decisions. I ain't never made none of those. What are you talking about, guys?
Why? Because when I looked into her eyes.
Exactly. Man. But sure, Hedrick, what would you tell your 16-year-old self? I ain't going through this shit with Thomas Stevens tonight. Oh, Money, what would you tell your 16-year-old self?
Man, I don't live my life from the aspect of regrets and things like that. But I would definitely tell I made my first stock investment in the market when I was 22 years old. And when I was 24, I was on the phone with this guy, and this guy was like, if you invest in the market, you need to take this information down and look up this product and and invest in it. And we're starting out, the investment's gonna be real low. We're about to take the company public. And I was like, oh yeah, tell me about it. And he was like, well, you know about Blockbuster, right? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, we about to completely undo them. We got this product coming out called Redbox. And he was like, man, he said, man, I'm telling you, jump on it while it's young. It's only a few shareholders, and buy as much as you can while it's cheap. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll take a look at it. And man, I did look at it, but I never pulled the trigger on it. So if I could say anything to the 16-year-old me, it's, dude, when you have that conversation with the guy about Redbox,
Yeah.
Jump
Take
on.
action.
Just take about 3 or 4. Just take about 3 or 4 G's and just buy as much as you can, because you're gonna be a millionaire a lot of times over if you do that.
Yeah. And instead, you bought some Blockbuster stock, didn't you?
That's right. Blockbuster, baby.
Blockbuster. Look at this business concept is never gonna grow out. How could anybody take over Blockbuster? This is amazing. They got 3 tapes in 1 hour of the same movie. Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Alvin Glymph, what would you go back and tell your 16-year-old self? You'd already been married like 6 years. At 16.
Felt like it, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my, it feels like. Woof, yeah. So, like, enjoy your single life is probably what I would have told my 16-year-old self. Like, this shit ain't gonna last for too much longer, so enjoy your single life, bro. But not honestly, I mean, I look back at that 16-year-old dude, and Gerald said something about, like, not living with regrets, and so it ain't much that I regret, but all that y'all have said, I agree with, and I would also tell my 16-year-old self, like, all those messages. But at the end of the day, I think to add to that, I would just say enjoy your youth. As a 16-year-old, like, just take time to appreciate it. Like, I ran and enjoyed life, had fun with it, but rarely did I actually value it so much, enjoy it in that way. Yeah. So I would tell them that way. Just value your youth, because it doesn't last forever. But other than that, like, I had a lot of fun. Probably too much, but I had a lot of fun as a 16-year-old.
No doubt. All right. Cool. All right. Well, very good question, Lance from Savannah. You and Justin. It's good to have these questions back, man. Again, we love when you guys send these in. So if you want your question answered or anything addressed in the show, hit us up on social media at GoDefyLife, or shoot us an email at info@godefylife.com. So Justin, Lance, thanks again. Very good questions. Keep them coming. All right. We're gonna start with Alvin Glymph on this next topic. But before we get into it, we're gonna leave you with a message, pay a couple bills, and we will be right back.
Shh. You hear that? Listen closer. That, my friend, is the deafening sound of focus. It drowns out all the useless noise that can clutter the moment. Naysayers don't exist. Haters? Smaters? The peanut gallery? Who's that? When you in your zone, all that noise and all that buzz is just elevator music. So, enjoy your journey, focus on your goal, and bask in the quiet roar that is progress. Because when it's your time to shoot that shot, spit that verse, or close that deal, the only voice that matters is yours. Defy life.
Welcome back. This is episode 89 of the Defy Life podcast. This is your host, J.R. Glymph. We left off, we just finished off our listener questions, and we are going to jump into some NFL and talk about last week's games a little bit, and then move into the divisional round of the playoffs. So, Alvin Glymph, man, we touched on this earlier. Your Dallas Cowboys are the only one amongst our teams that are remaining that have games to play. The rest of us are looking forward to the draft. Yeah, man. What were your thoughts on last week's game? You got a big victory against Seattle.
Oh man. First of all, I think back to before the game, and I'm in my office, and I noticed a few Cowboy fans, and I walked up and was like, "Oh man, what's up? Big game this weekend." And they was like, "Man, we just glad to be here. I don't think we're gonna beat Russell. Seattle's, they playoff tested." And I was like, "Man, I'll see you on Monday, but I'm confident that we can catch this dub. Like, we better than them." And that's what y'all need to understand. We at home and we are better than them, so we should win. And that's kind of how I came into the game, thinking that we should win the game. And, they played like that. They were young, hungry, but played poised. And I was very impressed with how they consistently just competed during the game. And they didn't seem like it was too much for them. And so when you look at Dak, I think he showed himself to be a competent quarterback, willing to throw his body around, make the good pass. He still holds the ball a little long for me at times, but he ran the ball more than we've seen really a lot of times in the season. So I was happy to see him bringing that dynamic into the game. So overall, man, I'm real happy with what I saw, especially when you think about that we got a real good defense, like a real good defense. The pass rush is coming. Our linebackers is off the chain. Our secondary is playing strong. So when you talk about a strong defense, the NFL leading rusher on our team, that should travel well on the road. So I'm, again, going into this game confident that, we got a shot. And in the playoffs, I'll take that on the road, that we legitimately have a shot to come out with a victory. And I would have, if I could get 2 victories in the playoff season, I'll be very happy in terms of how this season turns out. Because that was a lot more than actually I was hoping for, 2 playoff victories. So, yeah, man, feeling good.
Okay. All right. Who y'all got this week?
We are playing the Rams.
The Rams.
Not the St. Louis Rams, but the LA Rams, who used to be in LA. This is not their first time in LA. So I think we got a shot, man. To me, you got Donald. That's the key. Can our offensive line in the past against St. Louis last year, they manhandled our offensive line. Like that was where I was looking like, last season we came in thinking we had the best NFL offensive line in the NFL until that game. That game last year, Donald was just everywhere. And I was just like, damn, my offensive line get bullied like that. So here is another opportunity for them to step up and show that they can handle this defense. And we know we're going against a good secondary, so it's going to be hard to throw. The question is, can we consistently run the ball? And I think that's where the Rams are suspect, that we can run the ball on them. And that's where I'm looking forward to us being able to compete with them, because they're going to put up points, but we got to keep the ball out their hands. And how do you do that? Run the rock, run the ball.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. Tom Stevens, you were the only other one amongst us who had a team in the playoffs. So, I know it was heartbreaking, man. I was afraid to call you, do all kinds of stuff, even reach out to you. Tough loss, man. What were your thoughts?
Man, it's still early for it, man. We I'm even saying a lot. I don't even like to say but we left points on the field when in the playoffs, and you definitely have to score touchdowns instead of kicking field goals. And that's about all I have to say about it, man.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it's fair to say that a lot of growth, a lot of promise from your Bears this year, man. A lot better than I think, outside of you, any of us thought the Bears would be this year. So, I know it's probably hollow right now to hear, but it's a bright future in Chicago, man. Gerald Hedrick, I guess, going into the season, there was some hope of your team getting to the playoffs. More than we can say based on what we know how Yo speaks about his team. More than we can say about his Giants, so we'll go with you. Your Carolina Panthers, man, what are your, really quickly, we'll get deeper into free agency and the draft later on, but what were your thoughts on the Panthers to wrap up the season?
That we really should not have beaten New Orleans. Because we went from a top 10 pick to dropping all the way down, I think, to 16. It's fucking super stupid. You know, we had just not won a game since it was fucking hot, so I don't know why. And then, you know, just concentrating on, you know, getting our quarterback healthy and bringing back Steve Wilkes, who did get fired in Arizona.
Okay. I think that'd be a solid one. All right. Yosh, outside of getting into all things Eli Manning, what are your thoughts on the Giants moving forward? Lose Yosh. Is he breaking down film? I don't know what he's doing.
I'm here. My bad.
There you go. Nah.
I had it on mute from the commercial break. My bad.
Gotcha. Okay.
I would say, I think that of course we're gonna keep Eli Manning for another year, and all I have to say to that is fuck me. But they're gonna have somebody sit behind him for a year, and then of course we end up with a pretty okay draft pick on the year. There's only like one, maybe two quarterbacks coming out that are possibly worth anything.
Nah, it's a few.
Not anybody worth a first round pick. Just one. Only one worth a first round pick, and that's the boy out of Ohio State. Yeah, Haskins. I mean, that's it. Like after that, everybody else is maybe third round, maybe fourth round. So,
I don't know about that.
Not franchise. There's no franchise quarterback. I think Haskins might be the only one that might be a franchise quarterback in this draft. Other than that, shoot, I say if he's not available, don't probably trade the pick or whatever, and then suck for another fucking year and get somebody in the next class. Well, then again, Tua's stock probably dropped after that damn debacle the other night, yesterday. But
So what I do?
I'm not saying I said his stock dropped. I didn't say from where. I just feel like his stock dropped. I mean, he made like throws that I don't even know what he was looking at last night. But
he was looking at tigers everywhere.
I feel you, but he was throwing to the other shirt. Like he was, oh, you want one? Here you go. But anyway, I think there's promise in it. Cause we're very good at the skill position. Our offensive line was better. It wasn't great. I think we need to work on the defense a little bit. And then, but it's promising. I don't think we're going to Super Bowl or bust next year or nothing. But I think we could possibly have a better season than we had last year.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, it's already last year?
Oh, it's already last year.
Yeah,
It's
already last year. Hey, listen, everybody but Al, it's already last year.
The only person in the present is Al. Like everybody else is in the past. Everybody else
already that was last year.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah, that shit so long ago. Man. So Al the only one got this year thoughts on his mind.
Oh yeah, sure.
Hey, what about you, Jay? Like, what you think? What do you think, y'all? What y'all going to do with AB?
Yeah, man. I say the same thing I said about Le'Veon. There's been tens of thousands of players in the NFL, and every one of them has been replaceable. Every single one of them. And so it kills me when one comes along who thinks that he's not. So as good as Antonio Brown is, it takes a lot more than talent, obviously, to be a playoff contender, to win a Super Bowl. Because this Steelers team, especially this offense from this past season, probably the most talented in the NFL. They never won shit. Not a damn thing. And so when things start to come out from former teammates and current teammates and head coach, who also has his share of the blame, it goes a long way of showing that, it takes a lot more than talent, and it wouldn't break my heart if they moved on from Antonio Brown. Just because I've seen lesser talented cores of teams win Super Bowls in that uniform. I said for the last 5 years that this core of Steelers is my least favorite core of players to watch from all of my Steelers memories. I hate watching this team because they're so underachieving. In comparison to how much I enjoy watching other cores from the Hines Ward years, the Jerome Bettis years. They're so underachieving.
I think they're kind of selfish too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
these are the most selfish Steelers I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's a culture. This is why I said Mike Tomlin has his share to blame. Position coaches, coordinators, even from the top, from ownership. It's just there's a thing called the Steelers way, and this is not it. And so there's going to be a lot of changes. But yeah, in regards to Antonio Brown, I love Antonio Brown, but people say the same thing about Le'Veon. What the fuck has they ever won with them? And ultimately, that's the goal. I mean, of course, we all want to be entertained and see big plays, but as true fans of teams and as followers of teams, we want to see our teams win championships. So I'm sure my memories of an old, slow Hines Ward catching Super Bowls and catching passes in the Super Bowl hold a lot more weight than Antonio Brown catching 120 passes every year. So,
I mean, I was watching the what's the name of that show? First Take, and Ryan Clark was on. And it's like he was telling a story about, he said AB was in like in year, and they had just offered was it Martavius Bryant?
Mike Wallace.
I think Mike Wallace. They had offered Mike Wallace some bread or whatever, and AB was, I guess, walking through or whatever, and he said Ryan Clark said to somebody, he was like, yo, whenever they pay him, he's gonna become an asshole. And pretty much, he said that's what happened. He said he got into it because he said they almost came to blows because he had cursed out Dick LeBeau. Yeah. It's just,
I'm the franchise.
Yeah, I'm the franchise. You ain't gonna do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? And I think when somebody's like that, like you gotta cut bait. You gotta cut bait with them, no matter how much you paid them, no matter what they hit, because that cancer ain't doing nothing but growing. Yeah. And you got him, like, shoot, they say he was upset that Juju got a team MVP. Yeah. Like, you upset over a team MVP trophy. Come on, dog. Like, that's selfish as shit.
Absolutely. And again, it's everybody's replacement. Antonio Brown had to replace somebody. He had to eclipse somebody on his own team at some point. And he's 30 now. At some point, somebody's gonna eclipse you, and he sees it happening with you. And a lot of blame to go around. He put all the blame on them. But at the end of the day, he's a grown-ass man who's responsible for his own actions. At the end of the day, he quit on the team. That's how I think it's the most unforgivable part. I'll be, even if on paper that seems a lot less talented, to me it became obvious, a couple of years ago, we'd be lucky to get a Super Bowl with this core of still.
Yeah, who getting chased by popos? Look at that.
Somebody standing outside or something?
I stepped out to grab something off the porch, and I came out to
somebody on the run? This is live.
And it's funny, I forgot I was actually on with y'all because I got these headphones on, I got my phone in my hand. And I'm just thinking the same thing, like, man, somebody getting chased by the police. Totally forgetting the But yeah, so those are my thoughts on Antonio Brown, man. I think, like you said, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. They got to do something and just move on.
Is Tomlin on the hot seat?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. When you look at, I think the fact that the Steelers have only had 3 head coaches in the last 44 years speaks volumes, that they let their coaches go through their bumps and take their lumps. And, now I think if this happens, I think he's been given, warning. He's been given word that shit's got to change, especially culture-wise. So you're going to see a lot of changes in roster, a lot of changes, in the coaching staff. But I think it's way too early to say, he's on the hot seat, just because it's the first time missing the playoffs since 2012. So I think he's secure right now.
Okay.
But, and then again, for me, for Antonio Brown, I forgot to say this. This is just me. Y'all may agree. But anytime you are a leader on a team, you're one of the best players on the team, possibly the best player, and you're a black man, and you got one of the few head coaches in the league who's also a black man, you do everything in your power to not show him up, because that's a rare gem in the NFL. There's only 4 black head coaches in the league. You don't go out of your way to show him up. You don't go out of your way to tarnish his image, because he's paving the way for other people. And to me, that's a total sign of disrespect, especially to go on live with James Harrison, who obviously has an axe to grind with Mike Tomlin because he cut it. It's immature. Did I lose y'all?
Nah, we good.
No. So that's all I got to say about that. He can go make a song right now with R. Kelly and Donald Trump. So, piss on your wall in my fur coat. Yeah, man, but we'll definitely, as we move forward, of course, stay in tune with Al's Cowboys. I'm sure he won't let us skip a beat on that. And the rest of us get ready for the draft and start looking forward to what we can do to improve our teams, either by addition or by subtraction. So, who you in the forefront again, man? Your Clemson Tigers are the college football national champions. Did that pull you off the ledge a little bit?
Yeah, I definitely felt great about that. I felt good about our chances. Our guys came, we played ball. The Tigers, they play for Dabo, man. They get out there. I expected a great game. I expected a great game from us. However, what we displayed, I still didn't expect that.
Yeah. Savannah would have to pass the sticks on that one. I ain't expect that. I actually went to the game thinking Clemson would win. I didn't think it would be that ugly. I think it's fair to say, and we, especially when it comes to sports, we become prisoners of the moment. And we're speaking hyperbole, but I don't think it's hyperbole at all right now to say that if Trevor Lawrence was coming out in the draft, if he was eligible, he'd be the first pick.
That's what I heard. That's what Scheffler and those guys are saying. However, I think they're jumping the gun by saying he's the best quarterback to come through Clemson in the last 30 years.
Yo, I was telling Yoshi before the show started, because I just went back and read his recruiting profile. He's actually the highest rated recruit I've ever seen. He's as closely rated to perfect as possible.
Right.
Well,
he has a 9999 score, and I've never seen that before.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. Well, first, what's funny is he was the number 2 recruit in the nation this year. Justin Fields was the number 1 recruit in the nation. So he was just as highly recruited. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is a beast, but he's rare. His ratings were rare. I've only seen a few recruits that have been rated that high. Davian Clowney, I remember, was rated nearly perfect coming out. But yeah, it's just very few. Ezekiel Elliott was another one. But Todd Gurley was another one. But I can't imagine. The dude's 19 now. I can't imagine when he's going to be in 2 years. And I know we talk about this when this happens, but it's a shame that dude got to sit in college for 2 more years when he's obviously You know, at least next year he'll be ready to be a millionaire if they hold these guys back like that. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, y'all stopped. I mean, not only him, what's the freshman receiver that was making all the crazy passes?
Ross.
Yeah. Yeah.
We was able to scoop him out of Bama because they automatically assume that, you know what, we got him in the bag. You know, he's a Bama kid. He been here all his life. All he want to do is play for Bama. So they really just, I'm sure they looked past him. You know, they didn't. He didn't garner the attention from them that he should have. And also they said that the coaching carousel played a part in it as well. But I guarantee you, it was a foregone conclusion to them that he was coming to Bama.
Probably so. I definitely love it. He looks like he's gonna be the next in a long line of great receivers in recent punching history. I didn't realize he was 6'4".
He and T both of them 6'4".
Yeah.
And I didn't know he was 6'4". He looked smaller than me. But when he made that catch and it was like he stretched out his 6'4" frame, I'm like, that kid's 6'4". But I remember him from past playoffs, and I'm like, that's the dude I've been checking for. I thought he was nice, but Ross is the truth too. But I like T.
Yeah, T. We've been both on 5-star recruits. We really been waiting on T. We really been waiting on Ross too. You know, even though like he's a freshman, but we definitely been waiting. You know, see, our last year and coming into the playoffs, our scout plan, our plan was to stretch them out. You know, T on one side and the other guy on the other side. I can't remember who it was now. But we were supposed to. Who?
Ross?
No. It wasn't Ross. Ross was a freshman. It was T and that guy. I forgot our big time guy last. Was it?
Oh
no.
Yeah.
He was on the outside. It was supposed to be T on the outside as well, and Renfro on the inside. And we was allegedly we was gonna wing it, but our first drive of the game we threw it deep to T. T stretched out for it, twisted up his ankle, and he missed the entire game. Like he only played that first series. So our game plan went down the barrel. And there it was. But I mean, that kid Brian, he's not that type of passer though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
No.
Well, again, the future is bright. There's a lot of young talent, especially if you can replace those studs on the defensive line. Chances are you're probably gonna lose 3 of them.
Yeah. A lot of those young guys play though. A lot of those young guys play.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all right. Well, Al, this will kind of bring the spotlight back to you, but I want to get y'all's thoughts on this before we jump into trivia. But a lot of talk, a lot of speculation going around that Anthony Davis is going to end up a Laker. Al, what do you think?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. Well, okay. I really can't see New Orleans trading him. And definitely not to the Lakers. Like that part of it would surprise me. I could see him one day free agent wise, maybe, but I would be shocked if New Orleans was actually do a deal with the Lakers and allow Anthony Davis and LeBron to play together. Like, I can't see that happen.
Okay. All right. Money, what do you think?
I don't see it happening. I do. They're still a relatively young team. They're coming off of the deepest penetration they made into the playoffs, and had their team been healthy, they might have. I mean, they gave the Warriors fits. So I don't see them. He's still got a year on his deal, and they have an extension out there already, kind of sitting out there. All he's got to do is sign it. So I definitely don't see them making a trade. If he wants to leave, he'll have to decline his extension. and take another 35 mil less to go play somewhere else because they got his bird rights. They can give him, as many millions as they can max him out. So he'd have to actually take he'd get a super max from them. Everybody else would just be like a max deal. So he's definitely worth super max money. So I don't see it happening. And I also don't see the Lakers with a max guy and a super max guy. So, I don't see it happening.
All right. Pooh, if that does happen, you think that catapults the Lakers into at least an even match with Golden State?
Man, definitely. If you can bring in AD, you can bring in AD, Bron, Ball, Goose, Hart. That's a formidable lineup, man. That's pretty solid. But I want to go ahead and make it the hat trick. I don't think it's happening, and I don't think it's happening at all. I think I heard something or I read something about that it was something maybe with the Celtics for Tatum and something, but that was probably, just as far as idea. But I mean, but they approached Tatum about it and he was like, shit, hell, I'll trade me for AD. And so he was like, "Are you kidding me? I'd trade myself for AD." So yeah, I mean, if they know they're not going to get anything out of it, and you're getting a Tatum and something, that's nothing you can shun upon. You definitely have to consider that.
Yeah. So
because I don't think anything as good. Even though Ingram and he's solid, Ball, I think Ball is solid, but I think if you can get a Tatum in return and something, I think you definitely have to consider that.
So if you think the Lakers were willing to throw, because they've been hesitant in any other deal, you think they're willing to throw in Kuzma? Would that kind of equal things out as far as versus Tatum?
So Kuz and who? Just him or Ingram or Ball or what?
Yeah, any
collection of the two.
Yeah.
Man, I probably still will go a Tatum and a pick or a Tatum and a Brown, just because Tatum he's just ascending. I mean, I like Goose, but I think Tatum I think he's more.
And if I'm New Orleans, I really want. I mean, again, maybe I'm just being greedy, but Kuz and Ingram still don't seem like.
Nah. That's what I say.
I kind of want Ball.
No.
I mean, like I want all three.
Yeah.
I mean,
That ain't enough for AD.
Nah, there ain't enough for AD. But if you say a Tatum and a Brown and a pick, a first round, there's no way you can't. That's easy.
Because Tatum already a star, and I already rate him more highly than I do Ingram or Kuz. Yeah. Tatum already a star. So, and I think he has superstar in him.
Right.
And he probably, if his usage was higher, Boston has a lot of guys. I think if his usage were higher, or maybe he wasn't on a team as talented as Boston, we'd already be talking about him. If his usage was around 60%, but it's more around 30% right now. So, I think if you can get him to where his usage is higher, we'd already be talking about Tatum as a perennial, 20, 23, 24, 25, and 10 guy. So he already has the capability, but he did a lot of that damage. A lot of guys was hurt, and all those guys are back. So he's not getting as many touches as he was last year. So, but man, that kid's that's why he's off limits. And he's going to be off limits unless you're talking about a guy like Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned Tatum's usage. You think the Celtics are kind of shooting themselves in the foot by holding, because I think they're holding him back individually, as far as his development. You said his usage is so low. You think they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot? I mean, right now they said 5th in the East?
Yeah, they've been making a slow climb. I think they are, because I think they can shift some of that usage away from Kyrie to Tatum.
Yeah.
But right now they have a really unique problem to have. Like everybody got hurt and they found out this Rozier got nice. Like damn, this Brown got nice. Like damn, this got Marcus Smart nice. Like and then they still got Gordon Hayward. So Marcus Morris not a bum. Al Horford still garners many touches. So they really have an issue where they have talent all over the court, all over the bench. And none of those guys' usage is up except for maybe Kyrie, but he's the most ball dominant of all of those guys.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, remains to be seen. I think there's always a few, or at least one major trade that kind of blows our mind at trade deadline, especially when teams start to realize we ain't gonna be able to re-sign this dude, or a player comes to the realization that I just want to go somewhere else. So I wouldn't say it's a complete impossibility that AD ends up somewhere else, maybe LA, maybe somewhere else. But yeah, I agree with you. Right now, I think it's unlikely. Well, y'all ready for some trivia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get this first dub of the year, baby. Start this year all right.
All right. So I will say this. If we're going old school, because I do have the Trivia Battleground Championships tomorrow. So I've been putting together stuff for that. So we're going old school, just round robin. You answer. So the next person gets it, they knock you out. Okay? So we're going speed round right off the bump.
Dang.
But interestingly enough, the topic this week will be rappers' real names.
Wow.
So
I'm out.
I will give you the rapper's real name, and you give me his or her stage name. Okay? You get it right, you move on. You get it wrong, the next person gets an opportunity to knock you out by getting theirs right. Okay?
All right.
By getting theirs right. They don't have to guess yours. Correct. Get theirs right. Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
All right. Who won last?
Probably Al.
No, I did it last.
No, Jay won last, right? But before that was Al, though, I think. Then me. So, yeah.
All right. So Al, you first. Cool, you second.
Yep.
Money, you third. So this first round will be really, really easy ones. So they will get harder as the rounds go. Okay? All right, Al. Rapper's real name is Calvin Broadus.
That's real easy.
Word.
Oh. Wow.
Maybe my definition of real easy and your definition of real easy are different.
I thought everybody would know this one. Like, okay.
Start that countdown.
Yeah, 10, 9, 8.
Well, who you say?
7.
Calvin Brunson.
Calvin. I will give you his full name. Calvin Cornizor Broadus Jr.
Oh boy, did that help out?
I'm gonna go Ice Cube.
That is incorrect. It is Snoop Dogg.
No, Jay, you supposed to get what?
No, you get yours.
I get mine. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
he ready to knock you out.
Really?
Jay, I'm not that excited anymore because I might get one I don't know.
Yeah, for real.
I knew Calvin. Come on, dude.
No, I had no clue. I was like, ooh, what the fuck is that?
I almost said Pimp C, but go ahead.
Wow.
With the C, but go ahead.
Oh man, well, damn.
Calvin Brunson.
Go ahead.
I know now.
Shit. Sorry, Al. Pooh.
What's up?
Marshall Mathers.
Oh wow. Eminem.
Yeah.
Wow.
Slim Shady.
Yeah.
Sorry, Al. Damn, that was
first round knockout.
I thought everybody knew. All right, man. Okay. All right, money.
Yeah.
Curtis Jackson.
Wow.
Sure, that's 50 Cent.
That is 50 Cent. All right. All right. These next one will get a bit harder.
Okay.
All right. Pooh. Onika Mirage.
Whoa. Oh.
What that countdown, that kid?
Hey, nigga.
Man,
Hey, Nicki Minaj.
that is Nicki Minaj. Yes, sir.
Wow.
All right. Gerald.
Yeah.
William Roberts II.
Whoa.
William Roberts II. What the fuck is that?
9.
Red Man.
That is incorrect. That is Rick Ross, sir.
Wow.
Hey, I had no clue. I had no clue who that was. What is this joint about to be?
Oh man. Next one. Melissa Arnett.
Come on, with the ladies though. Melissa
10,
Arnett.
8,
Queen Latifah.
6. Incorrect. That is Missy
Who?
Elliott.
Queen Latifah.
Hey, I
knew that one.
Oh, you knew Missy? You've been a huge Missy fan.
Big Missy fan.
Yeah. What's Missy's name again?
Melissa Arnett.
Melissa Arnett.
Melissa. Melissa.
All right. Gerald.
Yeah.
Cameron Jabril Thomas.
Wow.
Cameron Jabril Thomas.
10, 9, 8.
Cameron?
That is incorrect. That is Wiz Khalifa.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know nothing about that kid Wiz Khalifa.
We might be going on for hours if Jay don't give me nothing easy.
Oh yeah. They know it's gonna be easy at this point.
That ain't the name of the game, kid. The name of the game ain't easy.
Yeah. I might as well just skip this one.
Hey, give me something like Todd Smith or something like that, man.
Okay. All right. How about Navadius Damon Wilburn?
Who? Say that one more time.
Navadius Damon Wilburn.
Man,
Wow.
That's a rapper's name?
That's the rapper's name.
Royce 9-5?
No, that is Future.
Wow.
Future
No idea.
Navadius.
What's that kid? Nadavion. What's his name?
Navadius.
Oh, wow.
And who was that?
Future.
That kid got a horrible name.
Future?
Yeah, Navadius. Navadius.
Navadius, wow.
Yeah.
He must be from Atlanta.
That kid is from Atlanta though.
Yeah, but wow. You know.
Yeah. All right. Money, you ready?
Yep.
Tauheed Epps.
Tauheed Epps.
9,
Tauheed Epps.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That sir is 2 Chainz.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Epps.
So at this point, next person won't get it win.
Yeah. Oh man, I ain't gonna do that one. All right.
Man.
Food. Trevor Smith.
Trevor. Not Todd? Trevor.
Not Will.
It's cousin Trevor. Yeah, for real.
Trevor Smith.
Not West.
Daz Dillinger.
No, that is Busta Rhymes.
You knew that, Al?
I did not.
Did not.
Nope.
All right. Money.
Yeah.
Joaquin James Malfers.
Wow.
Joaquin James. Joaquin.
10.
Wiz Khalifa.
Nah, we already had him. That is Waka Flocka Flame, sir.
Oh, I knew it was one of them W niggas.
Yo, these names are these names are elaborate, yo.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Oh man. Pooh.
What's good?
Antoine Patton.
Oh, I know that name, yo. Antoine Patton.
9.
Patton.
One more name.
Patton.
6. 5.
Patton.
4. 3.
DOC.
Incorrect. That's Big Boy from Outkast.
What Patton? Yeah, Patton.
Yes.
Patton.
Ironically, his middle name is Andre. Did you know that?
Not at all.
Yeah. All right. Money.
Yeah.
Amethyst Amelia Kelly.
Man.
Wow.
Amethyst Amelia Kelly.
Yes. 10.
Lil
9.
Kim.
Nah, no.
A mill? A mill?
No, that's a good guess though. Iggy Azalea.
And what's her name again?
Amethyst Amelia Kelly.
Wow.
Wow.
She a rapper?
Yeah. Oh girl. Iggy?
I thought she was a singer.
Iggy's Caucasian?
Yeah.
Yeah, Iggy's Caucasian. I thought she sang.
She's Australian. Yeah.
Australian. Wow.
Yeah. All right. Money.
No, me.
Yeah.
Me.
Oh. Yeah,
Probably doesn't matter though with these names,
yeah.
yo. Go ahead.
Benjamin Haggerty.
Wow.
Oh, yo, I knew you was gonna say Benjamin.
Benjamin Haggerty. Wow. CeeLo Green.
No, that is Macklemore.
Macklemore. That's Macklemore.
White dude.
That's what I said. Caucasian rapper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, we gotta do something. We gotta do something.
Money. Money.
Like a 9 in a row streak.
Really? Money.
9 consecutive. Yeah.
Aubrey Graham.
Aubrey Graham.
Aubrey Graham.
10, 9, 8.
That's Drizzy.
That is Drake, sir. Congratulations. You got one.
Wow. Hey, and I still had. I didn't have anything. There was, yo. I thought Drake's name was Drake.
That's
Yeah. Okay. Man, never got that.
So yeah, so the one that popped up, and I said, man, I ain't even doing that. Guess who it was?
Who?
Tupac.
Tupac. Yeah,
That ain't no way.
That ain't right, Jay. That was mine, man. That ain't right.
Nah, that was too easy, man.
Hey, that ain't right, man. That ain't right. There's an asterisk beside this one for money.
Shit.
I
Starting the year all right.
I think this money first time ever getting a dub. Be in 2 years.
Nah, you don't want to go ahead.
Huh? When he
Don't
won?
But
Man, I done got mad dubs.
What?
Yeah, man. I used to obliterate y'all when Keon was still hosting.
L, you recall that?
I mean, the 1 or 2
About
shows.
the Bible, though. About the Bible, right?
I was about to say it's the religious shows. I think.
Yeah. So
Him,
maybe
Keon,
twice.
Keon and Jesus teamed up on us. I remember.
Yeah.
Money,
You should dirt y'all.
Money, you obviously been the you the Matt, you the welcome Matt.
Go.
Ooh.
Yo, but some of these names though, man, like 21 Savage dude name is Shia Ben Abraham Joseph.
Wow.
Whoa. Wow. Yeah.
Shia, I guess Shia's not bad, but he got two middle names.
It's Ben like Bin Laden, B-I-N.
Oh.
Ben hyphen Abraham. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got cream, kid. You lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got cream.
Cardi B real name is Belcalis Almanzar.
Wow. What? Yo, no wonder they don't go by their real. No wonder they're not out there Obi tricing it.
Hey, money, you right. No, yeah, they gotta have stage names. Them joints.
Yeah, they gotta have stage names with them joints.
Yeah. Them joints is wild.
Yeah,
wow.
Looking through
horrible.
This is crazy.
Yo, them joints is wild.
Gucci Mane's Radrick Delantic Davis.
Wow.
Delantric.
Yeah.
Radrick, though.
Ratchet.
Wow. You know what, though? You know what? Hey, them parents they be doing that. They be doing it.
Yeah, and I guess when they born, they don't know the kid gonna be a rapper, so.
You know, they be doing
They better be a rapper or entrepreneur with them names.
Exactly, for real.
They got to change them joints.
That's crazy.
You ain't never gonna get no regular job.
Nah. Wow. So that's it, man. Congratulations, Money, on your according to your first win ever.
Man, listen to the yo. Listen to the tape. I'm not even dignifying that with a response.
You're right. It's your third one. My bad.
Oh man. Well,
I was on like an 8-show losing streak though, for real.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
8.
That's it. Maybe 10.
Hey,
dude, you ain't won a show since the summer.
Man, stop,
since
yo.
it was hot. You ain't won a game since the Panthers won a game.
Ooh, that might be true though. Yo, since it was hot, yo.
It was camp. It was camp the last time you won a game. No lie, Money. No lie.
Yeah. MVP discussion. Well, you did win this week, so you do have the crown, sir. So, what you got for me on your parting shot?
Hey, to all the Money fans out there, the real is back. Got that crown back. It feels good. You know, I told y'all I was going to do it. You know, it was a rough one, but I appreciate you riding with me, man. Hey, for real. Hey, you know, life is precious, man, and you know, no matter what, if you're going through a rough time or you need an ear, you need to talk to somebody, man. Please do. Depression is real. We headed to a new year. We're looking forward to a lot of great things, man. And always remember, man, as long as the Lord blesses you with the next day, man, you can always make some progress. Always make some progress. Make your day. Don't let it make you. And if you ain't messing with Defy Life, man, what is your life about?
Damn right. All right, Thomas Stevens, what you got for me, sir?
Wow, that was dope. Guess I'm gonna rock with that too. You know, mental illness is definitely real. If you speak to someone, definitely do that, because most of all, people just want to be heard. You know, maybe you don't need to give a response. Just listen. And I want to piggyback on Al earlier to enjoy your life, man, and enjoy your whatever state you're in now, whatever stage, you know, enjoy it. Enjoy it while you have it, because you look up now and it'll be 10 years later, 15 years later. So enjoy life and defy it.
No doubt. Alvin Glymph, what you got for me, sir?
Let's see. I want to shout out I got a good homeboy I went to school with, Steve Williams, living up in South Philly, and I was on social media and I saw he posted that he got twins that are swimmers, young African American males that are swimmers, and he posted tonight that one of his sons, Aaron, set the new high school record for a 200-yard meter with a winning time of 2.11 tonight versus Clearview up at Williamtown High School up in South Jersey. I just want to shout out that young man for defying life. You don't see a lot of African American swimmers, him and his brother, because they both up there representing. Like each race is like him first and the other second, and then the other first and him second. But they up there dominating, and just want to shout them little boys out. Not just because they are part of my fan club, because they actually read my novel and like interviewed me for some little YouTube channel. Yeah. Right. Them two. Okay, so them two are now grown up. Well, in high school, they were little boys then, but they're in high school now and they swimmers. So shout out to you, Aaron, and his twin brother Ruben for defying life as black boy swimmers.
No doubt. Salute. Defy life, gentlemen. No doubt. And I'm just a shot in the dark. Steve ain't your homeboy that rode clear across New York State on a bike.
Nah, we done rode clear across this country in his Honda back in the day. Okay. But nah, that was another homeboy bike.
All right. Well, Yoshi had to go, so salute to Yoshi. Know you busy off of a big win tonight, so I just want to salute Yoshi in his absence. But I ain't really got nothing big, man. Al, I do want to give a shout out to you. I know I give you a lot of hell about your Cowboys, so good luck, man. I like to see when you happy behind your team, any of y'all, unless you're playing the Steelers. So you all we got, man. Congrats. Go do your thing.
We gonna hang in there as long as we got. We haven't had playoff success in a long time, so there's a lot of releasing going on with Cowboy fans right now. So I look forward. Hopefully, I'll go out and watch it again Saturday night and have another good time, win or lose. But looking forward to the game.
Absolutely. All right, well, that's been it, man. It's been episode 89 of the Defy Life Podcast, the Steve Smith episode. We will talk to you Smitty next week.
Smitty.
Until then, Defy Life.
Defy life. David Ball.